Are you ready to spice up your kitchen with some vintage flair? Well, buckle up because the world of kitchen antiques is hotter than ever. And I'm not just talking about those trendy thrifted finds you see on social media. We're diving into the real deal here, the kind that collectors are scrambling to get their hands on. So, let's get started with a little kitchen time travel. First up, we have vintage Pyrex, and oh boy, is it making a comeback. You know those retro colors like vibrant oranges, cool blues, and earthy browns? They're all the rage now, and vintage Pyrex pieces are like little time capsules of those groovy hues. But here's the catch, they don't come cheap. So, if you're a collector or just a fan of unique kitchenware, be prepared to invest. Personally, I think it's worth it for that pop of color and a touch of nostalgia on your shelves. Now, let's talk about the iconic KitchenAid mixers. We all know and love the modern versions, but the vintage models from the 60s and 70s are like the rock stars of the kitchen appliance world. Imagine finding one in a thrift store, maybe in a funky avocado green. It's like discovering a hidden gem. In my opinion, these vintage mixers are not just functional, but also a piece of history. Another item that's both practical and aesthetically pleasing is the vintage paper roll cutter. These bad boys are making a comeback, and they're not just for show. You can use them to wrap meat or even add a vintage-inspired touch to your gift wrapping game. It's all about blending functionality with style, and these cutters do it effortlessly. Vintage bowls are also having a moment, especially the yellowware ones with their distinctive blue or brown bands. What makes these bowls fascinating is that they're not just collectibles, they're meant to be used and displayed. Stack them on shelves, fill them with fruit, and they instantly add a cozy, rustic charm to your kitchen. From my perspective, it's all about embracing the beauty of the past in our everyday lives. Now, here's a fun one, copper cookware. These are not just for cooking, they're a statement. Imagine a row of shiny copper pans on your kitchen wall. It's like having a piece of art. But there's a catch. You might want to use them for decoration only, as they may have lost their protective lining over time. In my experience, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to vintage cookware. Speaking of vintage tools, let's talk about kitchen scales. Digital scales are great, but there's something special about the old-school iron scales. They make measuring ingredients feel like a ritual. It's about taking your time and appreciating the process. I find that these vintage scales add a sense of mindfulness to cooking, which is often lacking in our fast-paced world. Now, get ready for a scoop of nostalgia. Vintage ice cream scoops from the 1930s are making a comeback. Can you imagine serving your favorite ice cream with a spring-handled brass and chrome scoop? It elevates the entire dessert experience. This is a perfect example of how a simple kitchen tool can transform an everyday activity into something special. Lastly, let's sprinkle some vintage glamour onto your dinner parties. Vintage sterling silver cheese graters are not just functional, they're a conversation starter. Imagine grating fresh cheese over a pasta dish or a salad with one of these beauties. It's all about adding a touch of elegance and history to your culinary creations. What I find fascinating about the surge in kitchen antique demand is that it's not just about owning old stuff. It's about appreciating the craftsmanship, the history, and the unique character that each piece brings. In a world of mass-produced goods, these antiques offer a connection to the past and a sense of individuality. So, whether you're a collector or just looking to add some character to your kitchen, these vintage finds are definitely worth exploring. Happy hunting, and remember, every antique has a story to tell.